So when I was growing up, there used to be this family in our neighborhood. They used to be neighbors. And there was one guy in that family that everybody hated. They didn't like him. So many people used to say he's crazy, you know, he was very aggressive, he had these dreadlocks, very strange, weird looking guy at the time. People used to say, you know, he's using drugs and all that stuff. So, well, I found out later on that he had particular beef with his family. This family had lost their father many years ago. And one of the things I used to hear, this guy used to say that their mother was responsible for unaliving or their father's death. So he had very powerful, beef with his mother. They never got along. They would fight. Every single day we would wake up and we're hearing him shouting and screaming at his mom and his brothers and everybody. Sometimes people used to, try to get him to be arrested. He could get arrested, then he would come back home. It was very tough, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very disturbing situation. To cut the story short, many years later on, I found out. Years later, we're talking about maybe between 15 and 20 years. I now found out that this guy, he knew the truth. He knew the truth. The guy, he knew the truth of what was going on in his family. Because now, I would now understand that there was particular things he could see. He was able to look through the entire family and he was able to understand that there was something very weird that their mother had done. So today's video, I'm going to talk about that one that sees everything, the one that can talk about everything, that one person that can see through the entire illusion of everything, the black sheep of the family. Grand Rising, everyone. Hope you guys are okay. Hope you're doing well, and I hope everything is going as planned. This is nikymus, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empires free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self-development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Many years later, I was able to meet this guy. We may be talking about probably 18 years, maybe more. I was able to see this guy. I didn't have any serious discussion with him, even if I knew that I had realized something that he was talking about so many years ago. I didn't want to confront him or talk about anything because, again, this would be another series of turmoil that would confirm what he had always seen since we're back in time. In the dysfunctional family matrix, the entire family is built off of an illusion. It can be something that may be only known by the parents that are at the top. These can be things that are going on. Some of the parents are even aware of these things. There could be cycles that have been troubling the entire family even the previous ones, it could be something that has been going on for ages. It could be family tradition. It could be certain belief systems that are very much common within the system. It could be whether cultural or maybe traditional, maybe religious. Maybe it could be a family that is into witchcraft. And because of those things that they have engaged, those are the things that will continue to destroy a lot of family members in the system. In the case that I've just explained to you guys, I've told you there was even a death where this guy actually figured out their mother had been involved in their father's demise. A lot of times in dysfunctional family systems, the parents will do some things that will be only known to them. They may be involved in, could be witchcraft, like I've said. They could be involved in certain cults. They are following a certain cult. And because they are involved with certain activities, they may not openly discuss these things with other family members, the children, and so forth. But they could be sometimes engaging these other family members to follow up with the particular system that is involved in the entire family unit. But you see, one thing happens in the dysfunctional family matrix. To be able to put an end to those kind of cycles that have been a problem in the entire family unit, there is a member of that family they're going to call the black sheep. It is estimated that almost, I don't know if it's all, but I could say almost all dysfunction family matrix, there is one particular member in that unit that will be called the black sheep. As a black sheep, I've done a whole video many years ago and I said, you have been the uninvited guest. Nobody saw you coming. In some case scenarios, you might hear your parents thinking like they should have aborted you, they could have gotten rid of you. Even some of them have attempted to get rid of you, one way or the other. But it has got to be done in secrecy, where it is not going to come back and bounce back to them. From a very young age, you're going to be the outcast. You're going to be the member that many people pretty much will not like. It may be because of the way you move, because you see, like I've said, these people have certain patterns that they follow. You're the black sheep of the family. You're the one that sees through that illusion. And you're a nonconformist. So you don't want to follow behind everybody. Yes, you could have done things to support them, to show that you are there to support them and everything. You may sometimes have been followed, have followed them behind to stand with them. But within your soul, you knew that there was something really going on. There was something that needed to be addressed. And there was a very big problem that is going on in that system. In some case scenarios, you might have found yourself trying to speak out. Because you see, as a kid, especially when you're growing up, you're still a young kid, you're still under your parents' protection and provision. So you pretty much don't have the independence that you need to stand up for yourself. If you could have seen something when you was a kid, that is when your parents thought that you was a threat. As an uninvited guest in the unit, because your parents knew there was something different, maybe you was not conforming, maybe there was, could have been people who was following something, you wasn't standing behind them, you was always like pushing back and forth with whatever it is they was doing. You refused to conform. And because of that, they used to see you as a threat. They thought that your presence wasn't really welcome because they have been seeing you as somebody who is trying to disrupt the entire norms of the family unit. It's the reason as to why, because they feel that you are a threat, that is where now the scapegoating will begin. They're going to start scapegoating you. In most of the cases, they don't feel like you have any right to speak. Inside of them, they know that what you're going to speak is the truth. because they feel that you know what is really going on. You could have been asking sometimes very deep and serious questions to your particular parents about something they may have been doing. Maybe sometimes you try to hold them accountable. In a dysfunctional family matrix, when you try to hold anybody accountable, I can promise you they are going to attack you and they are going to most likely punish you. You could be locked out of the house. You could be denied a meal or two. You may be punished in different ways, but most of the times, I want you to pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. That particular member in the family that happens to be not only the truth seer, maybe sometimes the truth teller, the one that can see behind the mask and beyond the illusion, that is the member that normally is going to be punished the most. That is why you have been scapegoated your entire life. If you're a person that I'm talking to and you feel like you've been scapegoated for quite a long period of time by the people that are supposedly supposed to protect you, the people that you loved, and you have been scapegoated this entire time, then there's a very big chance you're the one that could see beyond the illusion. Do not be surprised when, in most case scenarios, you have been called crazy. It is going to be a very common thing for a black sheep to be called the crazy one. Because any moment you choose to stand up for the truth, other people are going to see you as crazy. Because you see, one of the things that people that are running that cult or people that are running that entire system, one of the things they will do, they are always going to get so many family members rally behind them. There will be family members who will be seeing the BS, they'll be seeing what is really going on, but they're not able to speak about it. They are not able to call it out. You are the one that has always been able to see it and even sometimes at a later stage to call it out. So a truth teller, reason why people are afraid or even sometimes scared of you is because they know there is always going to come a time when you are going to be able to blow the trumpet. When you blow the trumpet, I'm talking about speaking your truth. And your truth is going to pierce very deep within the entire illusion. And many people who didn't even know what was going on are going to be able to understand what has really been happening, even if they will still stand behind the leaders in that unit. They have been compromised and they have all been trained to conform. But you're still a nonconformist. So many people in that unit, as much as you may be the person that knows everything, what is going on, they are not going to stand with you. Regardless of how much they do love you, they are always going to stand behind the leaders. Because those people, like I've said, they have all been trained and groomed to follow behind the entire illusion of what has been going on in that family system. In other words, nobody was supposed to speak. Even if they saw it, they were supposed to keep their mouth shut. So they was not supposed to mention anything that would actually disrupt the entire system as a unit. Everybody was meant to conform. Now, most of the cases, it is going to be very difficult for the black sheep to survive in that particular system. Is why sometimes you hear many years later, when probably you have received an awakening, is why you hear a lot of black sheep in the family. They are waking up and they're realizing that this entire thing is a mess. And now that they have confirmed this entire thing is a mess, it has always been a mess for starters. Is why you hear a lot of black sheep are going to start walking away from that entire system. And they are going to go ahead and do their own healing on their own. When you're doing your healing on your own, I can promise you, there is no family member that is going to stand behind you. As a black sheep of the family, as a matter of fact, you are going to struggle and you're going to do that healing on your own by yourself. While you're doing that healing, again, you have to remember you have always been the problem. You have always been, like I've said, the uninvited guest. You are always going to remain the scapegoat of that particular unit. You do not expect any support from everybody. You are going to walk a lonely journey. You are going to walk a very unusual path because you are here and you're meant to break those curses that has been disturbing or breaking the family, the entire family for generations. You're putting an end to generational trauma. You don't want these things to be spread on to the future generations to come. So you're saying no, and you're going the opposite side and refusing to conform with whatever it is that has been going on in that unit. So again, you have to be aware that you're going to be called so many different kinds of names. You're going to be called crazy. You're going to be called stupid. You're going to be called a lot of different names. In most of the cases, there is going to be cases where all these family members in the system are usually going to gang up and they're going to team up against you. They want to isolate you because they want you to continue bowing down to the system. But you're standing on your feet and you're saying no. You're not going to participate in those particular cycles that have already broken, even sometimes killed some family members in the unit and destroyed everybody. You're not going to conform. You're refusing and you're saying no and you're choosing to walk away. There's a lot of things you should expect as a black sheep of the family. There's a lot of things you need to expect. These things are going to happen. Yes, like I've said, they will gang up on you. They will attack you. Sometimes you may see a lot of family members trying to put you or even sometimes force you to go for therapy because they're believing that you've got a problem. But I can promise you, as a black sheep of the family, you have got a very big weapon. It's a very powerful weapon. It's a double-edged sword, and that is your truth. Do not fall for the games that are people trying to say that you're crazy. They are going to discredit you. The moment you start speaking your truth, you also need to expect resistance. There's going to be resistance, not only within your family system. There's always going to be a lot of resistance around you. Because whenever you open your mouth or you have an engagement or encounter with certain individuals, you're going to be like a mirror. There is things that you're showing them about their shadows. And those shadows are too nasty to look at. And because they are not ready to face their shadows, they're going to turn it around and bounce it back at you and think or call you the crazy one. When I started speaking my truth, those are the things that happened. I was called those sorts of names. I was even sometimes called crazy. I was advised and encouraged to go seek therapy because they said there was a problem with me. But I knew what the truth was, and I was choosing to stand with that truth. So as a black sheep of the family, like I've said, you know what is going on. You may not really have everything figured out at an early age, let's say at the tender age. You could have been seeing a little bit of, glitches that are happening in the system. You wasn't able to understand what it was, but you would still see it, and you would know this wasn't a normal situation, and there was something else that was going on behind the scenes. If you're a black sheep of the family, I'm encouraging you in this video to stand with that truth. Is it going to be easy? No. It's not going to be easy. You cannot be a truth teller and you're going to expect everybody else to embrace you and to stand behind you. So in most case scenarios, you're going to walk alone. You're going to stand in that truth and you're going to walk alone on a very lonely journey, but that is the journey to victory. In most case scenarios as well, the black sheep of the family, subconsciously, a lot of members in that unit, they know you are meant for something very big. They can see that there is something different about you. They just really don't know what it is, but they feel that you're different. They don't understand why you have got different choices of everything. Your own way of feeding, eating different food, you're wearing different clothes. Maybe you could have had a very small circle of friends, or sometimes you could have decided to do something that was the complete opposite of the whole thing that the family believed in. So you was not playing along with the game. That is the reason as to why you have been scapegoated and attacked the most in that entire system. Whatever you're doing, you have got to keep going. I do not say you're supposed to speak your truth. You're supposed to understand when is it safe for you to do so, because you may be dealing with very dangerous people sometimes, and you could sometimes land yourself into problems. Find the right spot and the right time to be able to speak your truth. But whatever the truth is, you are meant and you're here to break these generational cycles that have been keeping all the entire family system in bondage. You're putting an end to it, and you're refusing these energies to spread on to the future generations to come. You're the truth teller, you're the truth seeker, you're the one that can see beyond the illusion, you're the most powerful individual in the entire family system. That is why you have always been a threat. So let us know what you think about the video, guys, in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Nikymus signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.